I'm going to post a little bit more on the whole topic of writing from the point of view, from the militantly honest point of view of somebody who is angry about romantic relationships. Now, it could be a male writer, it could be a female writer, it could be a trans writer. In this case, I'm going to focus on a male writer, the Canadian short story uh, writer and novelist David Helwig, and partly his short story, mainly his short story, An Act of Oblivion, but also his novel, The Glass Knight. Uh, the male protagonists in Helwig's fiction uh, are not always angry at women. They have love affairs. They sleep with women. They seem to be quite successful in some cases. There's a very, very attractive woman in An Act of Oblivion. She's the sister of a friend of his who's a repressed homosexual, in the narrator's opinion, anyway. And this male friend is very upper crust, very waspy, very haute bourgeois, and he has a sister. The narrator goes to visit his male friend at their waspy Muskoka cottage and watches the friend's sister water ski, and he is very attracted, very, very aroused by her tan, very lithe, very athletic body. And that part of the short story is really quite well described, actually, just for a few minutes. The story sort of comes alive in a way that a lot of it doesn't. That's a 44-page short story we're talking about here. And for the most part, Helwig, being a very mediocre stylist, just weighs the reader down with sentence after sentence of sort of dulling recollection and deep thoughts and so forth. But in this particular scene, his desire for his friend's gorgeous sister is really palpable. And later, the narrator sleeps with her. Interestingly, when they do finally have sex, the narrator's sister is married, so she's a pretty free spirit, a little bit on the wild side. And as well, what's striking about their encounter is how it doesn't really make much of a difference to the narrator. He sort of remarks as an aside, well, it's, maybe it's true what they say. They all look the same in the dark. He doesn't seem to ever get sexual pleasure from anything, even when he gets his deepest wishes fulfilled. So that's sort of an interesting psychological detail about the whole story. And as well, the narrator has other affairs too. He finally ends up remarrying his second wife, and he seems quite happy about that. But for the most part, he's got a lot of anger in him. And although the term didn't exist when this story was published, which is 2003, he has many of the markings of an incel. He just sort of, and he gets laid, but he still has a lot of anger. And so terms like red pilling, black pilling, Stacy Chad might resonate with him. He's very insecure, very lacking in confidence in terms of sexual relationships, and he doesn't seem to have very good technique. He doesn't seem to know. He knows how to sort of win over women. He knows how to create a good impression. He's actually reasonably successful. He claims that he's not as successful as he should be. He's a journalist, but he's not a judge or a lawyer like his friends. And he's on the rebound from a horrible first marriage. But he doesn't have much perception into why his first marriage fell apart, why his first wife was very, very unstable. In my opinion, the clues in the story suggest that she was sexually abused by her father and or her brother. So the story kind of is interesting, quote unquote, interesting that way. It sort of has precursors of sort of the incel psychology. It shows us a kind of personality type who has not quite reached the point of feeling confident or gratified in terms of his own sexual life. So there are a lot of things that you could analyze here, and it's sort of an interesting document more than a successful work of art.